Okay, today we'll make onion soup. There are some dishes in the world that everyone loves. Onion soup is one of those dishes. You can certainly find people who don't like chocolate or don't like lasagna, but I never found a person who said, I don't like onion soup. Maybe it's because I am from Poland and onion became a national treasure in our country, but still there is something in this rich beef broth and those caramelized onion which makes this dish irresistible. On top of that, it is this delicious toast with caramelized cheese on it. This is this kind of dish that it is hard to say, we should add something to it. It is a whole package, it is rich, it is delicious, and let's make this. To make a perfect onion soup, first we need to make very rich broth from beef. Normally it takes a lot of time to make such a broth, something around 12, but today I will show you a quicker method which I like to make when I want onion soup, at the day I started making it.
Let's make onion soup!
The broth will be probably different that you are familiar with. I have here two types of beef. First, I cut beef cheek. It is a very tough muscle with a lot of collagen, which means that it's perfect for broths. Collagen will break down into gelatin and it will add incredible texture to our broth. Second piece is beef shank. First piece is with bone and second without. Okay, as you saw, I cut all my meat into the smaller pieces. And then I place it in the freezer for 30 minutes. In the meantime, we can prepare our vegetables. We need 3 carrots, half leek, 2 celery sticks, 5 onions, few bay leaves, 2 cloves and 2 allspices. We peel our onions and carrots, then I cut them into smaller pieces. It will be cooked for minimum 4 hours, so it don't have to be cut in a very small pieces. Then I prepare my meat grinder. Yes, it looks like hidden ad, but trust me, it isn't. I will show you a tip of how to make a very rich broth in 4 hours rather than 12, like it is common when it goes to beef broths. I grind all my meat and then I had to stop because my machine broke down. I don't know how it is possible, but I cleaned everything and I chopped the rest of my meat by knife. Then I took my stove, placed my biggest pan on it and pour some oil, and then I fry my meat until it is golden and delicious. Of course, I put too much meat at once, so I took half of it and fry my meat in 2 batches. I want it to be very golden and delicious. We want as much caramelization as we can. It will make our broth only better and better, trust me. After I fried our meat, we place it into the hot water. If you are making broths, remember to always add hot things to hot water. If you start with cold meat, then place it in a cold water. Pretty simple. Then I add vegetables and simmer on low for minimum 4 hours. Of course, I forgot about my beautiful bone, so I sear it and pour it into my broth. After 4 hours, it should look something like this. I take another bowl, place sieve on it and strain it. Of course, I had to split something, so I took off bigger vegetables, then strained the rest of a broth. And I squeeze as much juice as I can, and yep, our broth is ready.
Okay, we've got our broth, so now let's start caramelizing our onions. But first, let's take a look of the types of onion which I bought.
First we've got shallots. These are Polish shallots, those are bigger than French, but are delicate and delicious. I bought red onion, which is perfect for salads, but also for caramelizing. White onion, which is relatively softer in taste than others. Classic onion, which has a lot of strong spice flavor. And sugar onion, which is sweet and delicious. Those are our onions, now we have to peel it. What can take some time. That's why I used new technology to speed up this process. Then I will show you my knife skills by cutting all those onions. And after a few minutes, we've got a lot of sliced onions. So now again, I take my stove, I put the biggest pan on it and add a lot of butter to it with a little of oil. This amount of fat firstly will help us not burn our onions while cooking, and second will create very flavorful oil on our soup. Then I start to fry them. I place half of it on the stove and then mix it a little bit. I cover them and let it cook for low for something around 10 minutes. I do same thing with second batch in pot because there are a lot of onions in there. After 10 minutes it looks like this. So I cover it and again put it on low for 10 minutes. I repeated the process 2 more times and after 40 minutes my onions look like this. So then it is time for caramelization. We have to get rid of onion juices and then the real caramelization will start. When it looks something like that, add salt to it and fry it until nice and golden. When it looks like this, we can add our alcohol. First, add brandy and try to fire it up. Okay, it isn't necessary, but I like to put things on fire. In home. In my kitchen. Add sherry and dry white wine. Then let it simmer for 30 minutes. And it should look something like this. Okay, we've got broth and onions, so we are almost done. Let's combine onions with broth and then simmer to reduce for about 1 hour. Look how dark and intense it looks. It is going to be a real pleasure, but now let's unleash Comté cheese and grate it. Then cut bread and make a shape to cover your baking dish. Toast a bread and we can place it. Pour soup into a baking dish, cover with bread and then top with cheese. Put it under broiler until nice, melty and caramelized and look at that. As usual, I will shut up for a second.
Okay, sorry for disturbing you. I like how the bread directly on soup looks on pictures and thumbnail photos and everything, but I think that it's better to make toast separately and soup separately, because when we prepare the dish like that, our customer or our guests can decide how they like to make this toast. If they like it traditional way, they can flip whole bread into the soup, but if they like to take it piece by piece, how I like this, the guests can make this decision. So yeah, for me it's better to add the toast next to the soup, not inside. Then it is more than one way to eat this soup. Oh, because I don't know if telling people what to do is okay. Okay, till now I think that you know what I mean. So let's go.
So I cut a big piece of bread, I toast it on a pan and put cheese on it. Then I place it under broiler and now I am a master of my toast. I can eat my soup on 10 different ways, just I like it. Now music.
Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. In the future I hope to make more and more such videos. I hope you've enjoyed watching this one. And please consider subscribing to the channel and please remember to place your toast next to the soup, not on the soup. So I think I said everything and see you.